Hi, hello everyone. This is Jill Ellis with iResponds. We are a little under 2 minutes to our start time, but we did want you to know that we're here. We're going to stay on mute just for a couple of minutes here, and we will get started on time and be respectful of everyone's time. So we will be back with you in just under 2 minutes now. Well, hello again. For those of you who've been already sitting here for a few minutes or so, this is Jill Ellis with iResponds, and we are right at our start time today. We want to thank you for your interest in joining us today. I am joined by our Chief Innovation Officer, Rose Mentry, and we'll get into introductions in just a few seconds. And Rose, I think the slides are not going to advance for me, so I'm gonna need your help on that. So very quickly, a quick look at our agenda, kind of the topics we're going to cover today. We will take just a few seconds, few slides to talk about iResponse, so who we are, just understanding what we do and why this information is important to us. That includes what we do with our responding services and the hotels that we assist. We will look at a couple of different points of data. You'll find that Rose is very engaging with this. She's spent a lot of time researching, looking at the data, and kind of pulling some quick conclusions together. We will definitely wrap around the IHG 20 standards for guest review responding, just so you can put that in context of what we're seeing in the data. We'll look at J.D. Power's 2019 ranking for brand websites and travel apps. Again, we'll look at IHG standards for social media. We'll talk a bit about how we work as an extended member of team. And of course, we're going to wrap up with Q&As. So what I encourage you to do is in your control panel, there is a place to type in questions. So anytime during this conversation, if something is not clear, if you have a question about it, or you're not seeing or hearing something that you wanted to today, please type that in, and we're going to hold them to the end just in case we get tight on time. We want to be respectful of sharing the information, but we will address all of the questions that come up. And again, then if there's some weird technical issue going on, we always like to hear about that, because that's never a good thing when we're not aware of it. So next, we are going to share just a very quick insight about who's on the call today. I had mentioned, for those of you that just joined, my name is Jill Ellis. I work with iResponds. I oversee our client success. I work with some of the key accounts as well. But the thing that I most identify with is the fact that I've been in this industry for 23 plus years. I actually started my career at IHG. We were Bass Hotels back in the day, but had a good couple of decades there, and then joined this company about 5 years ago. Rose Mentry, who is really going to be the presenter of this, has been in the industry for 40 plus years. Rose has an incredible depth of experience and passion for this industry. She's worked at the hotel level all the way up to leadership and corporate level, and now leading our organization. So I think you'll find her information quite valuable. So I had mentioned that we're going to just do a quick few slides about iResponds, just so that you'll understand who we are and our background. So our company, we partner with hotels and resorts to strengthen and expand online brand presence. We do this by responding to guest reviews. We respond to guest surveys. We post to social media pages, and we even get involved in social community messaging. So that's those direct messages that take place. We leverage the knowledge and experience of hospitality professionals. The majority of the people on our team have worked in the hospitality industry in either the operations level, guest relations level, or up to corporate branding and other aspects of that. We started in 2014. We started out by providing guest review responding services, and it's been amazing that our scope of what we do, what we respond to, how we assist with social media has grown because of what our clients have asked us to do. So that's been a great partnership. Right now, we're serving over 1,000 clients. That's hotels, resorts, their restaurants. There's a lot of restaurants in there. We cover every major brand. Obviously, IHG is the topic of discussion today, but if you happen to be involved with other a portfolio of hotels, we cover all. We're also honored to work with the brands underneath IHG. So this list is growing, and we have representation from a large portion of these within our client base. And next, we're just going to take a quick look at talking about our responding services. So really, we break it down into simple things, which is monitor and respond. So the first step is monitoring. It's exactly what you do. It's your social listening. Any channel where your hotel could be a review written about you or a conversation coming in, we can certainly monitor that. And we do that 24/7, 365 days a year. Real people. Yes, we use technology, but it's real people reading and listening to what's going on. We then move into the next step, which is where we really assist hotels, and that's in the responding component. So our team is working hand in hand with hotels to write and respond to every comment within 24 to 48 hours. Again, there's no copy and paste here. Real people with hospitality experience, real people that understand your property, working together to provide those timely responses across the wide array of the channels that are out there. We definitely keep all of our clients in brand compliance at all times. We know with IHG, staying within that is important because there's implications to the property when you don't do that. And then we continue to work, again, very closely with the hotel. We're going to alert the hotel if any of the comments are alarming. We've kind of identified some categories like financial, security, liability, for bed bugs gets mentioned. So it's really not a hands-off approach. It's more of a partnership approach. And next, that's just a little bit of information about us, a little background information. For those of you that have just joined, I did want to mention that if you have questions, comments, we're going to be monitoring this. We will hold the questions till the end. Please type those in. And without any further ado, I'm going to introduce Rose Mentry to take us through the data. Rose?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jill, and thank you everybody for joining our webinar today. So let's dive into what IHG's current guidelines are and the importance of following these guidelines against the social landscape that we are seeing currently. So the first one that I wanted to touch base on was Edelman's Trust Barometer. So current social media trust is unfortunately only at 41% globally due to the fake news, and consumers are expanding for brands to fix this imbalance going forward. They want to direct access to the brand as they do not trust ads and third-party conversations as they had been in the past. The other thing that they found out is 4 in 10 consumers say they are unlikely to become emotionally attached to a brand unless they're interacting via social media direct with the business itself. The other thing to note is 59% surveyed indicated that they trust direct communication, instant messaging, as we see with such as the Facebook Instant Messenger, or comment responses, versus 41% trust brand advertising and marketing materials. So we're seeing that all indicators are that online social conversations, whether it is responding to guest reviews or posting on your social pages, will continue to grow in 2020 and beyond. So to be successful and savvy hoteliers, we will have to engage with guests through these conversational channels going forward. And then I also wanted to look at and really touch point on the 3 reasons why IHG feels, which was reported out in June 2019, it is important to respond to guest reviews. Your guests are talking about you, and that's first and foremost, whether you're engaged with them or not on an ongoing basis. But they indicated that 79% state that responses to bad reviews reassures them that the situation is under control, as the hotel team are aware and correcting the issues. So just because you've had a negative or a neutral review, it's still okay because they trust that more. Remember the trust factor in the previous slides, that it's relevant. And then 49% of travelers will not book a property without a review. In addition, latest study states that they are paying more attention to the most recent reviews versus older reviews. So it is a must to stay current with responding to your reviews. And then last thing that they indicated June 2019 was that it gives you the opportunity of improving what might not be working based on the insight from your past guest experiences that you're looking at. Listening and responding to social media feedback, it could actually help you improve the guest experience and also increase your star rating. And the reason why they're stating that is per IHG, they looked at the ComScore and Kelsey Group reporting, and they found out that the guests actually paid 20% more for hotels with a 4 or 5-star rating on travel reviews. So this in turn drives profitability, revenue, and RGI, which is your revenue generation index. So let's now look at what the guest review source looks like. So per, again, standards, it is a priority to respond to all IHG guest reviews first and foremost, followed by, and in this order, Google My Business, Booking.com, and TripAdvisor last. So let's see why IHG has taken this stance as their priority and if it has any validation to it. We looked at our year-end 2019 review statistics for all the IHG hotels that we handle, and it shows that brand reviews and guest surveys combined, actually, what you see here in green, about 32%, 31.9% of all guest reviews. And in comparison to that, the other 3 that IHG mentioned, Google My Business, Booking.com, and TripAdvisor combined are at 36%, which you see in the purple. And then the rest are Expedia and Expedia partners. So as an IHG hotel, since the brand reviews and surveys has so much weight on your star rating, it makes it even more important to always stay on top of these brand guest reviews and surveys for your hotels. So then we layered the comment zones of these reviews by source to see where they lay. And we see that overall, the positive reviews are at 72%, and this overall is a very healthy indicator to have 72.3% at green zoned. However, when you dive deeper, looking at the brand surveys, it dips down to a 31.4% positive reviews and shared equally by neutral and negative reviews. So in the previous slide, we saw that brand reviews and surveys combination made up about 1/3 of all the guest reviews posted, and guest surveys are at 12.3% of that, of the 31%. So this does have a negative impact on overall average of positive guest review results for IHG hotels. So keep in mind, the higher the positive reviews again, the higher the star rating, and then a higher RevPAR. So what IHG stance is playing priority on brand reviews and guest surveys first and foremost in responding is definitely validated in increasing your star rating. In addition to keeping your IHG Loyal Rewards Club members' loyalty to the IHG hotels, because that is truly their way of letting you know what they're thinking about their guest experience at your hotel. So now let's move on to the most up-to-date IHG parameters and recommendations when handling guest reviews. Per IHG's guidelines, each hotel really should be spending their time with this matrix on a daily, weekly basis, which I will also go into in the next slide. So 40% of your time it should be reviewing and responding to guest reviews, and that's where we could help you, obviously, with our services. 20% of your time is organizing feedback and analysis and insights. 15% of that should be then presenting feedback and trends to your team to see where you can correct certain situations or help things out, or also celebrate the good things. 10% of the time following up with the staff to take action on the feedback shared. So this game plan really has proven a track record for IHG in not just timely responding, but also keeping pulse of your guests day in and day out. So that's why they've really been holding on to this matrix for the past 6 or 7 years now. The other thing that they really want to dive in a little bit deeper is really give you a guideline of the time that you or your team should be spending based on number of reviews you get on a weekly basis. So when you look at this, and this is based on 72-hour responding guideline to be able to do that, is anything that's really 2 to 5 review volume should be weekly, at least an hour every other day, and then it goes up to daily 2 to 3 hours, day to 4+ hours. And this is when they really hone in on who should be involved, or a dedicated resource who's really staying on top of your reviews, including your brand reviews and surveys. As a reminder also, as IHG's best practice to follow when responding to reviews, 100% response ratio for all negative 1 to 2-star guest reviews has to be completed. They do state that at least 80% response ratio for all neutral and positive 3 to 5-star social reviews needs to be completed, and respond within 72 hours from the time a review populates in the Heartbeat Medallia reporting portal. And then priority number 1 is to respond to remember that IHG guest reviews and surveys, followed by Google My Business, Booking, and TripAdvisor. In addition, when responding, to truly keep in mind, and these are the top 3 that IHG really hones in on, is guest reviews from Heartbeat survey. It could be responded, keep in mind, publicly or privately. So make sure to verify this before you even respond, because if somebody wants it responded privately, or you think it should be responded privately, obviously you don't want to respond publicly for everybody else to see it. And if a guest has indicated no, that they would like to be contacted privately, honor the guest wishes and do not respond to them directly. Again, you don't want to embarrass anybody. And again, per social response guidelines, remember to only address a guest in social review response using his/her provided nickname. So even though if you know the guest's true name, never ever reveal that when you're responding to their reviews or responding back to their comments. So this study, moving on to a little bit different, I wanted to talk about the J.D. Powers 2019 Travel App Satisfaction Study and also Travel Website Satisfaction Study that was just released in November, towards the end of the year, and how it ranks in comparison to the other brands. So this was exciting to me for IHG to see this, and I'll explain why. So anyway, what they did was, in this study, they looked at these indicators: clarity of information provided, ease of navigation, overall appearance, speed of screens, pages loading, and also range of services activities that they could find when they actually either looked at the screen or loaded into their app and what was available. So to the left here, you see the hotel website ranking, and you could see that Choice Hotels actually ranked the highest overall with a score of 841. Best Western was a second at 840, and Hyatt Hotels was third at, again, they were really tied, Best Western and Hyatt, because they both had 840 in their ranking. But IHG was really fourth, or you could look at it as third in this situation at 834, which you can see here's the average line. over and above the average line of 829. And then Hilton, Wyndham, and Marriott actually held the last position. Now, what I was excited about was to see really not just website ranking, but hotel travel app ranking. So IHG ranked the highest in overall customer satisfaction among hotel apps with a score of 870, and Hilton Honors at 866, and World of Hyatt came in at 865, and here's the average mark again. And this to me is more important because what we're seeing per latest studies shows that mobile apps usage for booking hotel reservations has become the highest source of hotel rooms bookings, and it will continue to rise. Right now, when you look at OTAs, their mobile apps are actually doing a lot better than hotel mobile apps. But to see that IHG is right on the money and is the highest is great news, because obviously the more use on those apps, the more reservations for IHG hotels. So I just wanted to share that. So now I'm going to change gear to social media channels and what's going on in that arena. So we know social media plays a bigger role when it comes to millennials and younger audiences when making their travel decisions. So here are some recent statistics reported by Facebook. And this is from Facebook IQ 2019. So they found out that 76% of US travelers stated that they use Facebook weekly for travel-related activities. In addition, when other apps of Facebook, such as their Instagram, Messenger, so on, are included, this number actually goes up to 79%. They use anything that's related to Facebook for their travel-related activities weekly. 86% find it acceptable for the hotel to jump into a conversation. So that's when that interaction comes into play, especially with these millennials and younger generations. And then it becomes more of a peer-to-peer versus a conversation versus a hotel actually talking about what they have to offer. 48% still trust a recommendation from a family member or a friend. 42% find that a tailored product recommendation is valuable. And that is where the new IHG reservation systems comes into play. As we all know, there was a lot of funds put into this and a lot of time spent into this. The new system really learns the preferences of the loyalty member, and then it recommends around their needs and wants to choose from when it comes to travel. And these millennials and younger audiences, that's what they're looking for. So at the end of the day, sign up any and everybody that steps through your lobby to become a Rewards Club member, if they already are not, because that's just going to grow your loyalty membership for IHG overall, and it's going to really increase lookers and then to bookers in the future for IHG. So as we did with the guest review responding, I also wanted to look at and remind ourselves of the social channel standards that IHG has. So first and foremost, IHG requires 100% compliance to all social terms and conditions. And they want to make sure that the hotels including most accurate and updated hotel information on their social pages at all times. And just because it was created, your Facebook page, let's say, it was created about 3 years ago, you also want to double check every year to make sure that the information is relevant. Maybe there was a pool there that was taken out, whatever that may be about your hotel, make sure your information is most accurate and most up to date, including your map location, which sometimes changes based on Google Maps versus what Bing uses, Microsoft, and so on. In addition, they want any social guest comments via social channels addressed, like, for example, we're talking about the Facebook Messenger. Now, get this, within 48 hours. Unlike guest reviews and OTAs and third parties, we have to respond back within 72 hours, but your social channels, Messenger, Conversations, or Booking.com also has to be done within 48 hours. And lastly, if your hotel social page is dormant and has not been updated in more than 30 days, IHG wants you to remove that, let's say, Facebook page immediately and merge it into an active page. So when they say an active page, you could actually merge it into the IHG's Facebook, let's say Holiday Inn page or Holiday Inn Express page, and so on. So just a footnote, we could definitely help you with any of these, and our pricing is very affordable. It's not one price that fits all. So we do work with you based on your budget and could really help you out with that. So also, why all this emphasis on keeping on top of social pages by IHG? And where is the ROI for time and effort spent for social channels? So to answer this correctly, each year, Social Media Examiner surveys marketers with the goal of understanding how they're using social media to grow and promote businesses. So good news is that we now have data for comparison of 4 cumulative years that we can look at. And this past year, they actually were able to compile information from 5,700 marketers to provide some good data that reveals a true ROI of social marketing efforts over time. So in this chart, you could see the green is 2 years and the purple is 4 years. Of those that has been using the social media marketing at least 2 years found it useful for building a loyalty fan with an increase of 6%. And a large percentage saw better sales results with more years of social media marketing, which improved 1%. Staying with social media efforts resulted with more years of social media marketing, which was a increase, of 11%, I believe, year over year. And then with at least 2 years of social marketing efforts, social media generated leads, which truly is the best indicator of our ROI in this day and age, that actually went up 4%, which is very nice, very big. They also reported that substantially better results driving online traffic to your IHG website or the hotel website by 5%. And then as a bonus, it provided them with marketplace insights with demographics, with what guests are saying, likes, dislikes, and so on, that you could actually layer over your GS results and really get the full picture as to what's going on at your hotel. So we also wanted to share our GS results. As we know, GS is very important. And we are proud to report that we have actually a 95% satisfaction score 3rd year in a row. So we're at very satisfied, and neither satisfied or none. And these are mostly individuals that, when we looked into it, are individuals that just joined our services. So they really didn't feel comfortable giving us a rating per se. So we're proud to say that we're over 95% when it comes to being satisfied. So I just want to touch base on our responding services again. So we respond to guest reviews, monitoring and responding to all respondable guest reviews, including your GS and brand surveys. We do this within the IHG brand standards of 72 hours with associates who have hospitality background and keep you in the loop with any concerning or alarming guest comments, so you are always in the know. Excuse me. And our clients actually do not feel that they are separated by, because of our involvement, that they really don't have the pulse of what's going on. And then social media management, posting and engaging in your social media pages such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, with monthly collaboration with of postings with your hotel team, while we again adhere to those IHG brand social standards. Engage and handle social community conversations, as we stated, like Facebook Messenger. Excuse me. Which is growing and overtaking the way guests communicate that we're seeing with hotels, rather than making those phone calls or sending emails with their questions. And again, we do provide affordable pricing, and we understand that one price does not fit all. So this is the end of our presentation, and I wanted to see, Jill, if we had any questions.
Well, we have one question that's a general question, is can we have a copy of the presentation?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we also post it on YouTube, as well as our website, which is iresponse.com. And also on the screen, you will note our contact information for Jill and myself with our toll-free number in case you want to reach us directly as well.
Excellent. And I don't see any other questions, Rose, so I think that would
Okay.
be a wrap. Oh,
Okay.
yep, we got to thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. It's our pleasure. Well, we hope that you
All
will
right.
join our team as we become one team when we start working with you on a daily basis, and looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.